iPad has become one of my favorite device of any other Apple products, and I have to confess that I've been making a lot of iPad videos. And yes, as you guys can tell, this is another iPad video, and I haven't updated you guys with what's inside my iPad in 2022. So let's get right into it. For the most part, to this day, I tend to use my iPad to create stuff and learn stuff. Moreover, I'm not a perfect human being, so of course I consume some media as well, i.e. watching videos and playing video games. For those reasons, I set my iPad to be much productive as possible, but at the same time, I didn't want to, delete those media and video game apps. On my very first screen of the homepage, I have every important information to keep my daily tasks smooth. First thing first, I have all of my shortcut groups at the top left to keep myself focused and productive, or I should say create an environment for me to focus. This teleprompter shortcuts goes straight to the Google Docs, which I have all of my scripts for this YouTube videos. The reason why I named this shortcut a teleprompter is because I usually put my iPad right below my camera and use as a teleprompter for shooting videos. Furthermore, the other three shortcuts are mainly for focusing for me while I'm studying or editing. On the top right, I have a shortcut that will take me to an app called Be Focus Pro, which will be one of my favorite Pomodoro timer apps. The reason why I love this app so much is because one, it is available on an Apple Watch and iPhone as well, and two, you can stop the timer anytime you want or pause the timer when you have to run into the bathroom or have to do something that is urgent, because some of the Pomodoro timer app will not let you stop it while the timer is running. So this is pretty helpful for me and I'm loving it so far, or I've been using it for 2 years and I'm still loving it. And for the bottom shortcuts, these are my favorite Spotify playlists to keep myself focused while I'm working. This might sound kind of weird for some of you guys, but I do love listening to ambient sound while I'm working or trying to get into deep focus. So for that reason, two of my favorite Spotify playlists, or sounds I should say, one is Crackling Fireplace, because I do love listening to, crackling fireplace sound during camp season. It feels very soothing and nice. And another playlist or sound per se is a cafe sound. I actually like to study in somewhat kind of loud noise, but at the same time it's a cafe environmental sound, so it's kind of soothing and not too obnoxious. Furthermore, the reason why I made all of these into shortcuts rather than just tapping on Pomodoro timer app or tapping on the Spotify app and going to playlists and etc. is because I add an extra feature into it, and that is adding a focus mode, but I will get on that later on this video. On the shortcuts, there's a widget from Google Calendar so I can see the entire month at a glance, and right next to that there's a default Apple Calendar widget to see the timeline of my day. I highly recommend this calendar setup, especially if you do multiple jobs at the same time like me. I do not recommend that at all. And if you're the type of person like me who needs to schedule every almost hour or every couple hours during the day on the Google Calendar. In the iPad OS, if you swipe all the way to the left, there's gonna be a widget row, like a row of widgets. There's just a bunch of widgets. I haven't really customized this row at all because for me, I just want to keep iPad as simple as possible and nothing too convoluted. All I need is the weather widget and I'm fine with that. One of the most productive thing that I ever did on my iPad is that I took the Instagram app out of this phone and I move it to iPad. So whenever I use my phone, I won't be able to access the Instagram app. I still can go on a website, but I won't do that. And I still can post my Instagram on iPad, and that made me super productive and my phone's screen on time reduced drastically. So I highly recommend that. The main creative output that I do on an iPad is one, photo editing, and two, drawing. I do quite enjoy drawing, and if you have an Apple Pencil, drawing becomes super fun. Lightroom for iPad is my favorite way to edit photos. Period. It feels so intuitive with the combination of an Apple Pencil, and the screen of iPad is very accurate when it comes to colorize, and it does get super bright, so it's so easy to edit photos and it feels so fun. And Retouch is a retouching app, i.e. fixing your acne or removing something from your photos and stuff, and this app is so good. It does what it does at the very best. Other than the creative aspect of this tablet, iPad is also fantastic fantastic for note-taking and documenting. For my note-taking, as you guys can see on the bottom row, I have Notion and GoodNotes 5. I use Notion to gather my ideas and tracking every progress from my contents. And I've already talked about Notion so many times in my channel, so if you guys want to check that out, I'll leave the video right here, I think. But Notion, for a free application, it's really good. GoodNotes 5 is a great handwriting note app that I usually use it for studying, editing PDF, or even scripting if I want to be a little bit more creative and using photos and arrows and stuff. I use GoodNotes 5. And during college, when I was a student, I was using GoodNotes 5 all the time because I do way better remembering stuff or being more creative while handwriting stuff rather than typing on a keyboard. However, study what you're comfortable with. I'm not forcing anyone to study by handwriting. I even study sometime with typing on a keyboard as well. But I'm just saying, once you start a 9-to-5 job, you will not be able to study as much as you want. So if you're a college student, please study as much as possible because I wish that I can study now. I really want to. I don't use a specific or specialized email apps. I'm totally fine with Gmail, and for file management, I'm totally fine with the default one as well. As you guys can see, I have a specific book folder in my home row. In this folder, I have Kindle and Audible, which to be honest is a gold standard. However, I also have this app called Shortform. I've recently started using this app, and essentially this is a book summary app. However, the thing I love about Shortform is that in their one-page summary, they put a lot more details about the book on the summary. And it's just way more than a surface level. Also, they have an audio format as well, which is awesome for me because I'm a huge Audible addict. So you can pretty much listen or read book summaries anytime, anywhere you want. And they do have a bunch of book selections as well, so I do highly recommend it. Also, they're not sponsoring this video at all, but I'm truly loving this app a lot. The reason why I have 3 book apps in this one folder is because I do have a specific routine to choose a book that will be with me for entire my life. First thing first, I go through Shortform to go through book summaries. And if I found a book that seems pretty interesting, I'll look that book in the audio form in Audible because I do have more time listening to audiobook than reading a physical book. And if I still like that book in audio form and I want to invest more time into this one book, I will buy the Kindle version and I will actually read through it once again. I know this might sound a lot of time commitment and too much for some of you guys, but as a philosopher Seneca says, be careful, however, lest this reading of many authors and books of every sort may tend to make you discursive and unsteady. You must linger among a limited number of master thinkers and digest their works if you would derive ideas which shall win firm hold in your mind. Everywhere means nowhere. I truly believe this. I even failed at my college attempt at trying to consume many information as much as possible, whether that's podcasts, YouTube videos, articles, or even books. If you're trying to consume so many things so many times and going everywhere, you eventually go nowhere and you're actually not very improving yourself. So I rather read small quantity amount of books very deeply compared to trying to consume a lot of books. I have a ton of focus mode set up and each of them has a different purposes. And especially most of the focus modes that I've created on my Apple ecosystem is tailored towards for iPad. My iPad gets the most benefit from using a focus mode. That sounds kind of weird. For example, if I turn on work mode, I will only have one page for the home screen and all of my notification will hide. And if I turn on the writing mode, my iPad will dedicate itself to being a writing device by only having writing or studying purpose applications. Moreover, I do automate the time schedule of these focus setup, so I will force myself to be in that state and when the time comes. If you guys want to check out how to set up these type of focus modes, please check the video out that I made previously around here, I think. And it can be quite useful for you. I don't know, maybe try it. But speaking of this writing mode, the iPad will form into a super simple setup just so I can focus on writing, i.e. writing for this YouTube videos. In this setup, I've placed a to-do list widget called Things3. But the things that a lot of people don't know about, pun intended, is that you can use the iOS version on your iPad and the widget will be fully functional. And if you buy the iOS version, you can save around $10 compared to the iPad OS version. The only drawback that you'll probably get is the resolution. You have to, use kind of same as the Instagram. But hey, if you can save $10, I'm not complaining. And right next to that, I have a shortcut widget called Research, which will open a split screen of Apple Notes and Safari. Since my videos requires a lot of researching and note-taking, this shortcut is very useful. The reason why I have Apple Notes instead of other note-taking software is because Apple Notes is great for both handwriting with an Apple Pencil and typing with a keyboard. In addition, my other note-taking software are used for different purposes, so I want to dedicate the Apple Notes to script my videos. Lastly, I've created a folder called Education to focus myself learning again. I'm not gonna lie, I've been slacking on learning new stuff or studying English once again since I started a 9-to-5 job, but I'm trying to get back into that habit. I recommend all of these apps equally. However, if you're a student, I highly recommend Khan Academy if you want to relearn stuff from school, or if you want to try a new subject. Khan Academy is very good and it's completely free. And Anki is a great flashcard app that utilizes spaced repetition. So if you want to remember something or remember some certain words and stuff, Anki is very good. However, if you're creative and if you want to explore your creativity, whether it's photo editing, photo shooting, video, cinematography, DIY, arts, etc., Skillshare is the way to go. I absolutely love Skillshare and I do think that thing is totally worth it. And English Grammar in Use is a great app for my fellow second language English speaker, and as the name suggests, it's a grammar app for English. And if you're struggling with English grammar, or if you want to relearn or learn the basic or a little bit higher than the basic level English grammar, I highly recommend this app. It's really good. And don't get me wrong, I am not a perfect human being. I am not all about productivity anymore. So I do have all these games and media apps to consume on this tablet, i.e. YouTube, Netflix, Disney Plus, and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And if you're a gamer, iPad is the way to go. The combination between the 120Hz ProMotion display and M1 chip creates an awesome gaming experience. It's basically a top level flagship tablet for gaming. Everything is smooth, no lag, any issues at all. I haven't have any single like a glitch, not glitch, but like the stuttering in gaming, or even if I'm playing something intensive such as Call of Duty and stuff. I used to play that game, but even if you're playing those type of games, it's nothing. Everything is extremely smooth. And if you're a gamer and if you want to play gaming on the go, just get iPad Pro. It's just so good. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like this video, please hit the like button, and I'll leave 2 of my favorite videos right here, and my most recent video right here, and my channel right here. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a great, awesome day. My name is PCK, so you guys already know. Peace out, guys.